morning and welcome back to CityLine. Yep, I have the crew with me. This is going to be a lively segment. I'm talking about Tacoma Musical Playhouse because you know how much I love them. Please join me in welcoming back John Douglas Rake. You are still managing to be the artistic director.
Still trying.
After what? How many years?
25 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
25 years.
Yeah.
John, that is huge.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and you guys just continue to thrive. It's not like you're barely hanging on there.
Right.
Wow, I'm impressed. You brought with you a man who I was talking about. I love his Facebook page. I love him in person even better because those dimples. Mr. Harry Turpin, you are the director, choreographer of Beehive, the 60s musical. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you back on the couch.
Yes, good to be here.
Absolutely. This beautiful woman at the end of the couch here, your given name, pronounce it for us.
Kataka.
Kataka. It is, you told me it's Japanese. It means Eye of the Falcon. Mm-hmm. Boy, did your parents do a great job with that name.
Yeah, I don't know where they came up with that, but
But you go by Kat.
Yeah.
And you are an actor in Beehive, the musical, and boy, did you have to fight traffic to get here this morning.
Yes.
Thank you, my dear, for that. Not
Absolutely.
a fun thing,
It's my
is
pleasure.
it? Yeah. So, okay, Mr. John, what's your inspiration for choosing Beehive, the 60s musical, for your first production of the year?
Well, this time of the year is usually a snowbird time where we've lost some of our, and so we try to do a little bit of a smaller show that we wouldn't normally do. And Beehive is of that music of the 60s, which really represents a lot of our audience generation.
Yep.
So, and it has all these great songs that people will it will bring back memories and all of that. So I thought, this is a great show, and I've loved this show for years.
I
so
love that.
I finally get to do it.
A good 60s, you know, I channel my inner Hairspray. It's like that kind of stuff, just like gets me up and going. Harry, tell us about the show in terms of what is it about and how many people are in the cast. And then Kat, we're going to talk about rehearsals and what they've been like.
Sure, yeah. So the show itself has 6 actors in it, and then we have a band of 6 musicians.
Okay.
So it's 12 people. It's a pretty intimate show. It's an all-female cast, which is great, and they're doing all of these songs, the girl group songs, you know, some of the solo artists like Dusty Springfield and Lulu and different things like that, and bringing those songs in. And it's really an encapsulation of the movement, and as women started to find their voice within the 60s and how that translated within the music itself. And it's a fascinating journey to go from sort of this sweet, innocent, the boy, you know, I want the boy, and things like that, to translate into You Don't Own Me, and things like that, where there's much stronger, and you get Janis Joplin and Tina Turner, where these icons start to appear out of that and really solidify the women's movement and the voice that came out of that music.
Yeah, it's my party. I'll cry if I want to.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Kat, what have rehearsals been like? Are they different than what you expected?
They're not too different from what I expected. It's fast and furious as always, super brutal and gruesome, trying to really portray those iconic figures as best as you can, because it's not a full-on tribute act to those iconic figures, but it's finding that happy medium, that balance between a tribute act and putting your own spin on it and making it your own.
Boy, that is hard, especially when you're singing something that Tina Turner may have sung that we all want to sing along with, and we expect that same kind of melody, that same kind of voice, that crescendo, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, that's not Tina Turner. Harry, Beehive is mostly music. What challenges or opportunities were presented to provide the actors from a staging point of view as well?
Yeah, so what you want to do is take a look at the music and kind of find ways to make it interesting and theatrical, right? A lot of these songs, I've joked and called a variation of a step touch, because a lot of these girl groups,
well, they are.
You know, they did a lot of the sways and the step touches, and so how do you take that and make that interesting for the audience and give them something that they can really kind of glom onto while remembering their own memories and make it entertaining. So it provided a challenge just in making it an interesting picture from a staging standpoint, but also a great opportunity to create some really neat movement on stage.
Absolutely. Kat, did you know about the step touch before you got into Beehive? Because I'm thinking that's way beyond your scope of life.
I had a feeling it would be somewhat like that, just
Yes.
checking out all of those older music videos, seeing the pony, variation of a step touch of some sort. So I had a feeling, but I was definitely excited going into it, knowing how talented Harry is.
So was that your research that you did? Because I'm looking at you going, I know you did research just by your energy. Was it in music videos? Is that where you went?
So music videos and just looking at all the different visual representations, TV and how maybe some 60s girl groups were presented on TV. So it's kind of just, and it's also just a feeling, like in the music, that they're not going to be doing cartwheels all over the stage and stuff. So what would they be doing? So it's just kind of a feeling, as well as checking out different photos online, excuse me, different photos online that show like that triangle of lead singer and then two singers on the side.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think about the Dream Girls, and that. Iconic. Harry, what research did you do to provide the cast with that vision of now go do your own research?
For sure. So for me, a lot of it was immersing myself in the music and just hearing what that is and what it evoked from a feeling. And then, the internet is our best friend. And so I did a lot of research into what the different songs meant and things that people maybe didn't think of. An example that popped up, which was news to me, is, we're in the movement of peace, love, and freedom and free love and things like that towards the end of the 60s, but the song Somebody to Love is the antithesis of that. It's actually about monogamy and how we can get through things, which is a fascinating sort of revelation for somebody to be able to sing within that environment. So a lot of research into what the songs individually meant and how we could take that and make them our own story, which is really the prevalent theme of the show.
God, well said. Kat, what iconic singers do you portray in this production?
I portray Tina Turner and Aretha Franklin.
Oh, gee, lightweight roles, no problem. Good grief. So what has your favorite part of the Beehive experience been, given those two iconic singers?
Yeah, definitely the challenges that those two completely different artists have brought, because they are both divas. And, one is Queen of Rock and the other is Queen of Soul. And they're big names to live up to, and it's just fascinating trying to make sure that they're completely different because they are back to back in the show.
Okay, so little disclosure here. What do you do to get yourself changed over into that other mindset?
That I'm still figuring out for myself.
That's okay.
But I mean, it is, as soon as I'm on there, it's the physicality, it's the look and the feel, and the music is just so different that it helps me get into that mindset. But yeah, I think definitely when it comes to costumes, that helps me get into it because I'm just like, that's what I see. Now I'm going to envision that I am that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, Mr. John, let's talk about some of the upcoming events for TMP Musical Playhouse, because you've always got something in the can, as we say.
Absolutely. We have our next main stage production is A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, which is a relatively new show, but I describe it as Jack the Ripper meets Monty Python meets Gilbert and Sullivan.
Oh, okay, I'm already laughing.
It is hilarious, and it's a really good, challenging show for the actors. Then we have our family theater, Junie B. Jones, which is based on the iconic Junie B. Jones. And it's really a lot of fun for the whole family. It's not geared just for kids; it's for the entire family. And then our spring break camps, which we're doing Moana Junior, which has just been released.
Wow!
And Aladdin. And we have after school camps. We have all kinds of things going on. Senior theater groups. We have a show that we're going to be doing called Assisted Living. It's for seniors, and it has songs like Help, I've Fallen, For You, I Just Can't Get Up, and things like that. It's a real spoof, and it's just hysterical.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And then I was, again, going through Facebook and saw that you have an auction gala coming up, don't you?
We do a Broadway brunch. This is kind of an unusual event for different, and it's on a Sunday afternoon. And who doesn't like a Sunday brunch?
Thank you.
And we put in performing actors that sing songs from various shows. We do a silent auction, a raise the paddle for scholarship money for kids, all kinds of things. But it's compact, fun, and really good food.
Oh, I love that. Okay, last few seconds here, Harry and Kat. What is one thing you want this audience to walk away from after seeing Beehive? Harry?
The final song of the show is Make Your Own Kind of Music. And really, I think that's the thing I would love the audience to walk away with, is everybody has a voice. Everybody has a chance to be able to express that out there. And sometimes we get trapped in our little box and we're afraid to give that voice credence. And so if the audience can just walk away and go, you know, I have a voice and it is valid, that is the greatest gift I think that we could give to the audience, and they could give back to us.
What about you, Miss Kat?
I mean, ditto. But I mean, to change it up a bit, just to kind of believe in yourself, because some of these iconic people in the 60s maybe didn't have people to look up to we do now. So to just be able to believe in yourself and know that like there's a possibility in every situation, you know, and just having an optimistic mindset, because I feel like this whole show is so optimistic and fun and enthusiastic, and those are really amazing traits.
And we need that more than ever.
Yeah.
Thank you, all three of you, for
welcome.
being here.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
want you back on the couch again real soon, okay?
Okay.
All right. When we come back, Tacoma Opera will be in the house. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.